The secret to success is finding a process that you know works based on proven credentials, and then following that process to the very best of your ability. And then I proceeded to role play with him. And an example of role playing, I'm going to do it right now, right in front of you. How you can be the greatest salesperson on the planet.
Welcome to the Rethink Sales Show. My name is Derek Kelly. I am joined by Jim Shorkey. And Jim, I have watched you talk through and train different salespeople. And what I found so fascinating recently, you and I were at a conference together and people loved your session. And I watched you because I love to be perceptive and pay attention, which is what you and I talk so much about. But I watched with each person in that room that you talked with, you role played with them.
Yeah.
You talked through a specific scenario that they were concerned about.
Yes.
And you role played. Why? Why is that such an important sales technique? Or just even a training exercise? Why? Why not just have a conversation and tell them, oh, you should have did this instead of that? Why the role playing?
Role playing is real. Okay, it's real. It becomes a real live customer experience. So if I can role play and now I'm the customer, then you have to address me as a customer. That's point number one. Point number two is I could role play as the salesperson and now you're the customer. And I have to address you as the customer. And you can say whatever you want to say. You're going to say what you want to say on both cases.
Right.
The neat thing about the role playing is, first of all, the people that participate in the role playing, the two people, they gain a lot from that. But also there's the room that gains as well. They get to witness it and they get to comment and learn and maybe, hey, let me try that. And so we did a lot of role playing with multiple people. And role playing it's real. Yeah. It is a real live customer / salesperson experience. And if it's done the right way without the criticism and the making fun of people kind of stuff that goes on sometimes in these scenarios, it's really beneficial to learn how to do it better.
Yeah.
And it might be, for example, like maybe I pose a certain situation. I'm the customer. We're role playing. And you say, when I say you have a certain technique you use. And somebody in the room might say, you know what, I've tried that, and I think I've got a better idea. I'm interested. Tell me, come on, show me what you would do. Yeah. Wow, that is a really good idea. So now the other salesperson that did it his way says, I'm going to try it her way. Yeah. And they get better. Things get better when you get better. So role playing is really a great opportunity.
And I imagine you can learn from each other. When we were in that, I remember in that specific room, there was a guy who'd been doing it for 20 or 25 years. And he said, hey, I know there's a lot of young guys in this room. Jim, I've been doing this for 25 years. Here's what I've come up with. Can we? And you were like, let's role play this. And you guys talked forth, and I could see the room just taking notes because it was like, you're not just guessing at like, oh, you should do this or you should do that. That's trial and error. But you're actually saying,
I know exactly what to do.
Yep.
I've been doing it for so long. I know how to talk to clients. I know how to talk to salespeople. I know how to talk to managers. And it all comes down to people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And we got to really figure out whether it be a sales team or a management team or the customer base, whatever that would be. What do they want out of this scenario? Right. Yeah. What do they want to accomplish?
What's the language that
What's their dream? How can I speak to their dream? And so if we focus on the right things, it's incredibly beneficial. If you understood that role playing the right way is going to get that car of your dreams in your driveway quicker. Yeah. Because salespeople do buy cars. They love cars, right? Yeah. And so it's going to get you that car, that house. So I was at one of the dealerships the other day and I walked in and I introduced myself to a young man, or he introduced himself to me. And they're always shocked when I say, I'm Jim Shorkey. They're like, who's this joker? Jim Shorkey, really? Come on, cut it out. So I asked him, I like to ask this question, what's the secret to success? And he said, hard work, things like that. The secret to success is finding a process that you know works based on proven credentials. You can see them. And then following that process to the very best of your ability. And then I proceeded to role play with him. And an example of role playing, I'm going to do it right now, right in front of you. I'm going to do a role play. Yeah. And I'm going to introduce myself to Derek Kelly. Yep. I'm going to say, how you doing? I'm Jim Shorkey.
Nice to meet you. I'm Derek Kelly.
Nice to meet you, Derek. It's a pleasure. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Okay, so I want you to understand that it's very important that we have a good handshake,
Yes.
and you do.
Yes.
Nice work. We want to look them in the eye, and you did.
Yes.
Great work. And we want to be enthusiastic, not over the top, not nuts, but we want to be enthusiastic when we do the greeting. And so that's a really important thing, and we need to role play on the greeting. What about the questions? No. Let's just role play in the greeting.
Yeah, we got to get that right
Let's
first.
get that
Yeah.
right. How important is the greeting?
Crucial.
It's really important.
Because first impressions are,
Man,
who is this guy? What is he about? And they meet you and they see. You've talked about the power of nonverbal communication. They see in your interactions,
really
in your
important.
modality, and how your movements, and in
Yeah.
your speech, and in all those, and your mannerisms, how you interact.
so the proper way to greet anybody is to have a nice, you don't want to crush them. You don't want to break their hand. And if they squeeze you hard, you squeeze them hard. You match the grip. Okay? So if they're given over the top firm, you want to be firm as well. A nice firm grip. You want to look them in the eye. You want to have a expression on your face of happiness, gratitude, and give them your name and get their name. And we didn't go this far, but I would prefer to write their name down and make sure they have my name captured via my business card. So I would have gone to another step, but we would role play on the greeting. Jim, what about the demonstration? Wait, if we mess up the greeting, we're not going to get to the demonstration right. Yep. So let's get the greeting should be perfect. That's one that should be perfect every single time. It should be, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Jim Shorkey family.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. My name's Jim Shorkey.
Oh, I'm Derek Kelly. Nice to meet you.
Derek, nice to meet you as well. Hey, would you mind if I wrote your name down? I'm heck on names. I forget.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no problem.
Is it Kelly?
Kelloy.
Kelloy. And how do you spell your first name?
Derek.
Okay, I got it. So I'm going to write that down. And here's my business card.
Oh, great. Oh, Jim
Now you got
Shorkey.
me.
Nice to meet you. Okay.
Okay. And then we proceed from there. That's got to be perfect.
Yeah.
It has to be perfect because it can be perfect. Okay, let's do it again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can I help you?
No, I'm just looking.
You just blew it.
Yeah.
You know how you can help the customer? If you're still saying that crap, stop. Stop.
Or this here, do it again with other salespeople. They typically do. Hey, how are you? What are you looking for today?
Yeah.
I don't know. Looking around.
Yeah. There's a better way. Hey, I'm so glad you stopped in today. Thank you for stopping in today. Attitude of gratitude. But when you want to help the customer, I'm going to fix this for you forever. Do you want to? You really want to help the customer? Pay their bills today. Are you willing to do that? No?
Probably not.
Then stop asking that stupid question. Stop asking that stupid question. Thank you for stopping in today. I'm so glad you're here. Give them your name. What's that got to do with helping them? Give them your name. Get their name. Write it down. Derek, I want to take really good care of you today.
Yep.
And so we have about 1,000 cars on the property right now, and I know you don't want to look at them all. It's just times, it takes a long time to look at them all.
And you guys have a lot of brands.
We do, yeah. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? This takes no more than 5 minutes, but a few questions to narrow it down to what I should be showing you directly. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Just a few questions.
Yep.
Okay. And then we go from there.
Yeah.
That has to be perfect. The questions I ask have to be perfect. In order to get them perfect, I need to role play.
Yep.
Are you with me now?
Yes.
So can we role play the greeting?
Yes.
Can we role play the questions? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Can we get so good at writing the name down, get them the card, asking the questions? Can we get so good at that it becomes just automatic?
Yeah, because as you would ask me questions if I were in the buyer role, I'm pretty interested in minivans. So my choices are pretty limited. There's only about 3 or 4 brands that offer minivans on the market.
Yeah.
But then you're going to know that because you're going to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
Oh, we have these 2 types of vans in stock from these 2 manufacturers.
And where are my notes at?
They're right there with you.
No, they're not.
Oh, yeah. I meant if you were the salesperson.
Where are my notes?
Yeah.
I could be in the middle of a restaurant and I could run into you.
Yep.
And you could say, Jim, you know what? I've been looking for a car. Do you have any ideas for me?
I bet this happens to you a lot.
It happens sometimes.
Yep.
And I said, well, Derek, what matters to you? What do you? And I would go into this process. It takes 5 minutes, and I would take some notes, and I would get one of my people involved.
Yeah.
But it's not that.
And guys,
hard.
that's what I started with here is Jim and I have been in rooms together, and I've watched him train salespeople. People are copiously taking notes, but more than just, oh, that was good, let me take some notes. Jim's role playing with them live.
Yeah.
And what I think sometimes we miss
Excuse me.
is that it's tough to role play live if you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
It's really tough.
It's embarrassing.
If I were to ask Luke, I'm not a big football guy. I'm just like, I like it. I like to watch it, but I'm not an expert. Luke probably knows more than me, or you probably know more than me.
I don't.
If I tried to role play with you, I'd look foolish.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of skill and a lot of experience to know how to role play live. So that's what I was fascinated with. And I just, in asking you, hey, what is the number one thing you teach a lot of your top salespeople? And I've watched it over and over again. You maybe have never named it out loud, but I've watched you role play.
Well, I think you're missing a very interesting point. John Wooden, one of the greatest basketball coaches ever, if not the greatest. What did he do on day one? Don't answer. Vince Lombardi, one of the greatest football coaches ever, arguably. You can make that argument, say, yeah, he was great. What did he do on day one? I can tell you what he did. He took a football and he handed it to the first guy. He said, this is a football. Pass it to the next guy. This is a football. I want you to get real familiar with it. These are professional football players.
Right.
This is a football. And he was trying to make the point that we are going to be very fundamental. And everybody knew what they were going to do, the Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
And Vince Lombardi's attitude was, we're going to do what we do so well that even though they know it's going to happen, they're not going to be able to stop it because we're going to get so good at it. So that's where I learned about role playing. Bill Walton, mind you.
Yep.
He taught them how to put their socks on so that they wouldn't get blisters, knowing that if they got blisters, it could
ruin the game.
end the day.
Yeah.
Blisters are nasty stuff. So he taught them how to put their socks on, how to lace up their shoes. One of John Wooden's most famous quotes was, walk fast, but don't hurry. Wow. Very wise man. Walk fast, but don't hurry. But he taught them how to put their socks on. So that's how I learned about role playing.
Yeah.
You say, Jim, you're really good at teaching about role playing. Why is that? Because I learned how to put my socks on. Yeah. I learned about the football. And so how did I get good at being at role playing? By role playing.
Yeah.
I just kept doing it and doing it. And so I could walk into any place you want me to walk into right now and say, see that guy over there? I want you to go over there and I want you to introduce yourself to him and take him through your process, the beginnings of it. Could I do it?
100%.
There's no question. There's no question.
100%.
There's no question.
Yeah.
And I could do it because I know it that well. Why? Because I practiced.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jim, for talking through that process of what I often see. I could have asked you a question like, Jim, what do you teach most top salespeople you meet with? And you could have said, oh, I teach them a lot of great things you've said in the past.
Yeah, sure.
But instead, I watched you in action.
Yeah, you did.
This is what he lives and embodies. And that's something that sometimes you can teach it, but it also gets caught as you practice it.
Yeah.
Some things you can teach, but I think some things get caught as you do them, as you experience them, as you live them, right? Role play, guys. Yeah. And let us know in the comments below if this was impactful for you. Thank you, guys. We'll see you in the next episode.